Long ago, in a quiet village, a potter worked every day at his spinning wheel. Every day, the potter sat at his wheel and shaped clay into many different pots. Some were tall, some were round, some were small. When the pots were dry, he took them to the market and sold them to the villagers. People bought his pots to carry water, cook food, and store grain. One day, after many hours of shaping and smoothing the clay, the potter finished making another pot. He lifted it gently from the wheel and placed it on the wooden table beside his other work. But when he stepped back and looked at it, he noticed something unusual. The pot leaned slightly to one side. The potter frowned and turned it a little, but it still leaned. He turned it again, hoping it would stand straight, but no matter how he placed it on the table, the pot would not stand properly. The potter sighed softly. "All the other pots stand tall and strong," he said quietly, as he looked at the row of straight pots drying beside it. "But this one cannot even stand straight." Later that afternoon, people came to the pottery yard to buy pots. A young man picked up the crooked pot and looked at it. He laughed and said, "This pot leans too much. It looks sleepy." Then he placed it back on the table. A woman standing nearby also looked at the pot. She smiled and said, "If I carry water in this pot, it will probably spill everywhere." So she chose one of the straight pots instead. One by one, the perfect pots were sold. People carried them away in baskets and carts. Soon the table was almost empty, but the crooked pot was still there. It sat alone on the wooden table, leaning quietly to one side. The potter tried not to look at it, but every time his eyes passed over it, he felt a little disappointed. Just before sunset, an old farmer slowly walked into the yard. His clothes were dusty from the fields, and his steps were calm and unhurried. He looked carefully at the few pots that were left. Then his eyes rested on the crooked one. He picked it up and placed it on the table. As expected, it leaned to one side again. The potter quickly spoke. "That pot is not made well," he said honestly. "It will never stand straight." The farmer looked at the pot for a moment, then he smiled. "That may be true," he said calmly, "but not everything needs to be perfect to be useful." The potter looked surprised. "You still want to buy it?" he asked. "Yes," the farmer replied. He paid for the pot and carried it home. Early the next morning, the farmer filled the pot with fresh water from the well. He placed the pot on a wooden stick across his shoulder and began walking along the path that led to his fields. Because the pot leaned to one side, water slowly dripped out as he walked. Small drops fell onto the dry path behind him. The farmer walked this same path every day. Each morning, he filled the pot and carried it with him to the fields. After many days, the pot began to feel ashamed. It noticed that water kept dripping out along the way, and by the time they reached the fields, much of the water was gone. One morning, the pot finally spoke. "I am very sorry," the pot said sadly. The farmer stopped walking and looked down. "Why are you sorry?" he asked. "I cannot carry water properly like the other pots," the crooked pot explained. "Every day I lose the water before we reach the fields, and I feel that I have failed you." But the farmer did not look upset. Instead, he smiled gently. "Look beside the path," he said. The pot looked carefully. Along the side of the path where the water had fallen, beautiful flowers were growing everywhere. There were bright yellow flowers, soft purple ones, and many small white blossoms moving gently in the morning breeze. The dry, dusty path had become a long line of colorful flowers. "I planted flower seeds along this path many weeks ago," the farmer explained, "and I knew that your crooked side would water them every day as we walked." The pot stayed silent for a moment as it looked at the long trail of flowers. Then the farmer spoke kindly. "You see," he said, "because you are not perfect, something beautiful has grown." The crooked pot looked again at the flowers stretching along the path. For the first time, it felt proud instead of ashamed, and from that day on, the crooked pot never wished to stand straight again.